Hey, how you doing? This is HD Rhodes and welcome to the coffee break for today. Today is July the 7th on a Monday, 2025. And today's word in the coffee break today is going to be B.A.R. B.A.R. You know, go, HD, you've already taught about B.A.R. before. And you know what? The reason I'm reviewing this word is because, you know what? I think there's a little bit confusion because I think some of you guys look at it as just kind of like a fancy word or fancy talk or a fancy acronym that stands for belief, action, result. But I think a lot of people don't understand that it's actually a formula. And guess what? Just like 1 + 1 is 2, if you minus that 1 from 2, you're stuck with that 1. And guess what? If you want to be able to change anything in your life, you got to first start right here with your beliefs. What you got to do to be able to change your beliefs, you got to read different. You got to be around people who are different. You got to speak different. And guess what? When you start to speak different, you start to be around people who are different, you start to read different, you're reprogramming, this operating system right here. Now, guess what? What is the thing in which goes ahead and programs that operating system? That's right. It's this right here. It's called the software program. This software program called the words coming out your mouth. Literally go ahead and program this operating system, and best off of what you literally go ahead and you input, this software into this operating system. Guess what? That creates your belief, and that determines your actions, and that's what's going to go ahead and directly, literally create the results you have in life. Hence, B.A.R. Belief, action, results. You know how I know how much you guys actually believe? I can look at your results. I can look at your reactions. I can literally look at your actions. I can totally look at your results. I can look at your reactions. And guess what? Automatically, I know what you believe. You go, HD, I believe I'm a millionaire. I believe I'm a billionaire. I believe I can do all these things. I believe I'm 10 foot tall and bulletproof. No, you don't. You know how I know? Because I'm watching your actions, man. If you believe you're 10 foot tall and bulletproof, you would do it. You would do the unbelievable. You'd tell people everything you think. You wouldn't be even worried about concern about what your actions are or what's going to be the reaction. You would literally be on fire 24 hours a day. And the reason you're not, I already know what you believe in. You know why? Because guess what? It all comes down to how you're programming this operating system. See, every time you're on social media, every time you're reading a book, every time you're about those broke friends, negative friends, guess what you're doing? You're programming your operation system. And guess what? Of the abundance of the heart, as a man thinketh in his heart, the heart, so is he. Whatever the mind of man can believe and conceive, he can achieve. See, it all begins with the B for bar, belief. This is always going to control your actions. And your actions are always going to be able to control your results. So if you're dead set and you're serious about getting different results, then you got to change your belief, change who you're around, change what you listen to, change what you start speaking over your own life. And most importantly, act. And when you act, you're going to create a new set of results. And based off of those results, you're going to go ahead and do it over and over and over again. It's going to create a habit, which over and over and over again is going to create a character. And over again is going to create a reputation. And over again, guess what? It's going to be consistency, which creates your integrity. And at the end, that's what you're going to be known for. So at the end of the day, if you want to be able to do better things, then you need to set a higher bar, which means you got to set a higher belief system. You got to go ahead and set a higher action system. And in the end, you're going to start creating higher results. I'm HD Rhodes. God bless. Have a good day.